Well, friends, a very good morning to one and all. I am Puneet Shukla, Assistant Professor, Global Institute of Technology, Jaipur, Rajasthan. In continuation to my previous video, which was interpersonal communication, I am going to deliver my second presentation here on a grammatical topic, direct and indirect speech. Friends, as we all know that to appreciate language in a perfect manner, in a technically perfect manner, grammar is a must. The appreciation, the proper and the appropriate appreciation of grammar and grammatical topics is a must. With the same notion, I am going to just apprise the grammatical topic direct and indirect, which is considered one of the most important topics of all grammatical applications. So today we will be learning the same. Let's go ahead. Now, what is direct and indirect speech? See, there are two distinct ways of communicating the stated facts or statements. One is the in the spoken words of the speaker. See, what we narrate in two different manners. Either we narrate it on our own, or our information is narrated by some other person, some other fellow who is the listener in our case, to some third person. When we narrate our words on our own to the second person, this is called direct form of narration. This is called one-to-one communication. And when the same words which are narrated by us are spoken to some third person by the second person in the same manner, in the same in as it is form, this is also the direct form of narration. But when the words are molded and are spoken in the words of the second person to the third person, this is called indirect form of narration. So the same is mentioned in the given slide. Just have a little have a single reading of the same. Now, in the spoken words of the speaker, this is the first way, this is the direct narration. And by converting the words into the language of the mediator or communicator, that is the second person to the third person, as I have already told you. Now, next is there is a note also. The words spoken by the speaker and communicated by the communicator in the same language without any addition or omission of words is called direct speech or direct narration. Now, next is the other way round. When the same spoken words are molded by the person reporting further is called indirect speech or indirect narration. Now, division of direct narration. Direct narration is subdivided into two parts. Direct narration is again subdivided into two parts. Number one is reporting verb and the other one is reported speech. Now, when we talk of a direct statement, we are having two parts of the sentence. Those parts, the first part of the sentence is called the reporting verb and the second part of the sentence is called the reported speech. Let's have a little glance of the same. Now, see, reporting verb. The proportion of direct narration which is out of inverted commas and expresses the notion of the speaker is called reporting speech or reporting verb. The verb used in this part is called reporting verb. Next is the reported speech. The words of the speaker spoken in the same language and are put in inverted commas are called the reported speech. This is the reported speech, the second part of the direct narration. So first one was reporting verb, reporting speech, a reporting verb, and the second one is reported speech. Now, there is an example, direct narration. The teacher said to Sarthak. The teacher said to Sarthak, comma. Now, up to this point, we are having the statement, the half part of the statement, which is out of inverted commas and is called the reporting speech. Is called the reporting speech. And the teacher said, this said is called the reporting verb. Now, next is the inverted comma begin. You are an obedient student, inverted comma close, full stop. Now this you are an obedient student is the reported speech. What is reported by the reporting person, by the person who is reporting? The person who is reporting is the reporting speech, and the what is reported is the reported verb or reported speech. Now, when we convert the same statement into indirect narration, we get the statement, the teacher appreciated Sarthak. The teacher appreciated Sarthak that he was an intelligent student. Now, next is rules of converting direct into indirect. See, friends, direct and indirect speech is a little complex topic. So, for a better understanding and appreciation of the topic, the appreciation of rules is a must in such case. There are basically 6 rules which allow us to convert a statement into indirect narration, a direct sentence into indirect sentence. So you are requested to just know, go through and listen me carefully so that you can get it properly and appropriately. Now, number one is omission of all punctuation marks. Friends, when it is a direct statement, when it is a reported speech, we are having number of punctuations which can be visible in the statement. But when we convert this direct statement into indirect statement, we have to omit all such punctuation marks first of all. So this is the first form of rule or first part of rule, to omit all the punctuation marks. Second one is change in reporting verb. What is the second one? Change in reporting verb. The reporting verb gets changed. The reporting verb gets changed. So this is the second one, change in reporting verb. Now third is using appropriate connective. This is the third form. This is the third form, using appropriate connective. We have to apply the connectives here. Fourth is using change in pronoun. Fourth one is change in pronoun. Fifth is change in verb. Fifth rule is change in verb. And the last one is change in some words showing time and place. So we are just dealing with each and every individual rule or rule form or rule title in a little detail, with a little detail of the same. Now, first one is omission of all punctuation marks. See, friends, all punctuation marks used in the direct speech as comma, inverted commas, interrogation marks, exclamatory sign, etc. are removed while converting a direct statement into indirect. The only punctuation, full stop, is used at the end of the statement. In a direct statement, we are having multiple, or we are having different types of punctuation marks. So when we convert the same direct statement into indirect statement, we have to omit each and every punctuation mark and convert the statement, whether it is an exclamatory, an imperative, or an interrogative statement, into a simple statement. We get two types of conversions. Number one, removing of all punctuation marks, and second one is to convert the statement into a simple sentence, whether it belongs to any fragment of a statement, any type of a statement. Now there is an example. He said, comma, inverted comma, begin, I am hungry. When we convert the same into indirect, the statement would be, he said that he was hungry. Now there is a note here. The punctuation marks used in direct sentence are all removed while getting converted into indirect. Now second is change in reporting verb. First one was omission of all punctuation marks. Second is change in reporting verb. Now the following changes occur in reporting verb as per the nature of the statement. Now see, the following rules are applicable to change the reporting verb while converting a direct sentence into indirect. Number one is, if the reporting speech is a simple sentence, we can either use the same reporting verb, or even if we wish to change it, we can change it into tell, told, or will tell according to the tense form of the reporting verb. We can change it according to the tense form of the reporting verb. Now example is, Sankalp said to me, comma, inverted comma, begin, I am writing a letter, inverted comma, close, full stop. This is the direct form of statement. And when we convert the same direct statement into indirect, the statement would be Sankalp told me. We can either use me or we can even omit me. This is the object of the reporting verb. It can be applied or it cannot be. In both cases, the statement is clear. Sankalp told that he was writing a letter, or Sankalp told me that he was writing a letter. This is the indirect narration. Now next one is, this is the second example here. If the reported speech, no, second point exactly, not the example, sorry. If the reported speech is an interrogative statement, the reporting verb is converted either into asked or inquired of. For example, Satvik said to Shreya, what are you doing? What are you doing? Satvik said to Shreya, comma, inverted comma, begin. What are you doing? Inverted comma, close, question mark. And this is called the direct form of narration. When we convert the same direct narration into indirect, we get Satvik asked Shreya what she was doing. Satvik asked Shreya what she was doing. This is the indirect. Now next is third point. If the reported speech is an imperative sentence expressing order, command, request, suggestion, wish, prayer, forbid, etc., such kind of modes, such kind of notions, the reporting verb is converted according to the sense of the reported speech. For say, he said to me, comma, this is an example here. He said to me, comma, inverted comma, begin, stop talking. This is the direct form of narration. And when we change the same direct form of narration into indirect, we get it. He instructed, oblique, ordered me to stop talking. This is the indirect form of narration. Now next is, I said to my younger brother, comma, inverted comma, begin, pay attention to your studies, right? And when we convert the same statement into indirect, the statement becomes like, I asked my younger brother to pay or for paying. In both cases, either infinitive form or participle form. So we can use either or, right now. So I asked my younger brother to pay, or yeah, for paying attention to his studies. Next is change in reporting verb. Right now, this is the further changes. These are the further changes. If the reported speech is an exclamatory sentence, if the reported speech is an exclamatory sentence, the reporting verb must be changed in the following manner. In case of expressing surprise or wonder, the reporting verb must be changed into exclaimed with surprise or exclaimed with wonder. If the sentence expresses some sudden joy, the reporting verb must be converted into exclaimed with joy or exclaimed with wonder. If the sentence expresses the feeling of sorrow, the reporting verb would be converted into exclaimed with sorrow. So these are the basic changes which are applied, which are applicable as per the mood, as per the notion, as per the mood of the speaker, in what mood the sentence is stated. Example, Rahul said, comma, inverted comma, begin, what a beautiful flower. Now there is a fellow named Rahul. He is appreciating or no complimenting the beauty of some flower. So Rahul said, comma, inverted comma, begin, what a beautiful flower. Now the indirect would be Rahul exclaimed or exclaimed with wonder. Rahul exclaimed with wonder that the flower was very beautiful. Next is use of appropriate connective. Connective using rules are as follows. Now, connective is very important to understand. Connectives are the words which are called the joining words. See, as I have already stated, that reported like reported speech or the direct narration is subdivided under two titles. One is the reporting verb and the other is the reported speech. So when we join these reporting verbs and reported speech while converting the sentence into indirect, we have to use some joining word, and these joining words are very important and are used as per the nature or the notion of the statement. So the rules are as follows. Number one is, if the reported speech is a simple sentence, the connective that is used. The first one is, if the reported speech is a simple sentence, the connective that is used. Second, let's have an example here. Sarthak said to Satvik. Sarthak said to Satvik, comma, inverted comma begin. You are not paying. You are not playing as per norms. You are not playing as per norms. Full stop, inverted comma close. Now the indirect of the same would be Sarthak told Satvik that he was not playing as per norms. Now see friends, here we are getting a little change in verb also. In the direct statement we are having the verb are, you are not playing, and in the indirect narration we are having the verb he was not playing. So this are is converted or transferred to was. Now this present is transferred to past. So this is the change in verb exactly, which is very important to appreciate. While converting a direct statement into indirect, we have to change the verb also, that we will be learning in the upcoming slides. So but I'm just mentioning here because it has to be there with you, that change in verb is a must and is applicable in all sort of statements. Now next is, if the reported speech is an interrogative. The first one we stated or learned the simple sentence, the change in the simple sentence or use of connective in the simple sentence. Now secondly we are learning the use of connective in an interrogative sentence. And if it begins, so in case of interrogative sentences exactly we are having two types of interrogatives beginning in two different forms. Number one, beginning with WH word, the interrogative statements beginning with WH word, and secondly the interrogative statements beginning with helping verb. So in both cases the like joining words would be different, will be different. In case of WH word, the same WH word will play the role of the joining word, and in case of helping verb, the connective if or whether is used. If or whether is used. Now, next is, if the reported speech is an imperative sentence. We have learned the interrogative sentence. The interrogative is divided into two parts. Number one is beginning with WH word, and the second one is beginning with helping verb. The statements which are beginning with WH word, so the same WH word plays the role of connective, and the statements which are beginning with helping verb, so the connective if or whether can be applied instead of the joining word or at the place of joining word. Now next we are getting acquainted to the next idea, next type of sentence, that is an imperative statement. So in case of imperative statements, the connective to is used. Now next is, if the sentence is an exclamatory statement, if it is an exclamatory statement, the connective that is used. Now let's have a table of the same. You can also write it in your notebooks if you are having the pen and a notebook with you. So these are the type of sentences, and these are the connectives under the second row. In the first row we are having the simple statement. If the sentence is a simple statement, the connective that would be used. If it is an exclamatory statement, again the connective that would be used. In case of optative statements, wish and cuts, right, the same that connective would be used. In case of imperative statements, the connective to is used. To will be used as a connective. In case of interrogative statements, two different connectives are used as mentioned or stated by me. Number one, beginning with WH word, the same WH word plays the role of connective, and in case of helping verb, if or whether can be used as connectives. Now change in pronoun. This is the next change, the fourth type of change. First person pronoun, that are I and we. In case of first person pronoun in the reported speech, change as per the subject of the reporting verb. Friends, if the reported speech initiates with the first person pronoun, either I or we, in such case the same pronoun would be transferred or would be changed or would be converted as per the subject of the reporting verb. And in case of second person pronoun, if the subject of the reported speech begins with second person pronoun, that is you, the connective the pronoun would be changed as per the object of the reporting verb, and no change occurs in case of third person pronoun. If the reported speech begins with he, she, it, or they, there would be no change in the pronoun, right? So there is an abbreviated rule also. This is generally very much privileged, right? SON oblique 1 2 3, right now. First person pronoun as per the subject of the reporting verb, second person pronoun as per the object of the reporting verb, and in case of third person pronoun, n stands for no change. Note, there is a note also. Let's have a look of the same. In some sentences, the object of the reporting verb is not mentioned and the reported speech begins with second person. In such cases, we must see the sense of the reported speech and add the object of the reporting verb accordingly in the reported speech. I once again repeat the same. Take care of the same. It is very important. In some sentence, the object of the reporting verb is not mentioned. Generally, the reporting verb may begin like he said, comma, inverted comma, begin. There is no role of objective or no object is given right now. So in such sort of sentences, and the reported speech begins with second person, and the reported speech begins with second person. In such cases, we must see the sense of the reported speech. If it is so, if the situation is alike, then we have to take care, we have to look the sense of the reported speech and add the object of the reporting verb, and accordingly we are supposed to add the object of the reporting verb in the reported speech. For example, let's have the examples here. The teacher said, comma, inverted comma, begin, you must work hard to get success. Now, in such case, when we convert the same statement into indirect, we are having the term like the teacher suggested the boy. The teacher suggested the boy. We can assume the third person, that some suggestion has been sorted from a teacher, or no, sorted from a teacher to some third person. So we can either use a boy or a girl. The teacher suggested the boy to work hard to get success, and we can take it on our own also. Right now, we can consider us as the candidate who is instructed. So the teacher told me to work hard to get success. In both cases, the sentence is correct. Now the fifth rule, there is the fifth rule, and this states the change in verb. As I have already told you, it is one of the very major and very important change in verb, and we have to appreciate it by heart. So take all pains to just and understand it. Now, when we talk of change in verb table or change in tense table, we get the table divided into two parts. Number one is direct narration and number two is indirect narration, and the direct narration part is again subdivided under two columns. One is the tense of the reporting verb and the second one is tense of the reported speech. So according to the tense of the reporting verb and the reported speech, the tense of the indirect narration is determined. Let's have a look of the same and understand it very carefully. See, if the reporting verb is in present tense and the reported speech could be either in present, past, or future, any form of tense, the reported speech would not be changed. It would be mentioned in the same form as it had been there in the reported speech. So, while converting the same sentence into indirect, the part which was in inverted commas or within inverted commas right now would be termified, would be mentioned as it is. Second is in case of future tense. In case of future tense means if the reporting verb is in future tense, if we are having the reporting verb in future tense and the reported speech in any form of tense, in any type of tense like present, past, or future, there will be no change in the indirect narration. while we convert say such sort of sentences into indirect narration, no change would be occurred or applicable in such case. Now next is past tense. Past tense means when we are having the reporting verb in past tense and the reported speech in present, in any form of present tense, in any form of present tense like simple present, present continuous, present perfect, or present perfect continuous. We will be having the subsequent parts of the same present forms to the in the past while converting the statement into indirect narration. Like if the reported speech is in present simple, the indirect narration would be in past simple, and so on. And if in case we are having the terms or the models like may or can in the reported speech, right now, in like it may rain today, it may rain today. So in such cases we are having the past forms of may and can, and the indirect narration would be applicable, like it may rain today, it might rain that day. So in such way, may would be converted into might and can would be converted into could. So this is the first way of change while the reporting verb is in past tense. The second is if the reporting verb is in past tense and the reported speech is in future tense, any form of future, either future simple, future continuous, future perfect, or future perfect continuous, then the only change that would be occurred while converting it into indirect narration would be the change of helping verb, like will and shall would be converted into would and should. Like if it's the case of present simple, so then we will be having the terms would and should. If it's the case of present future simple, sorry, extremely sorry, if it's the case of future simple and the same future simple statement of the reported speech is converted into indirect narration, then the shall and will of the reported speech would be converted into should and would. If the same statement of the reported speech is in future continuous, then the will be and shall be of the reported speech would be converted into would be and should be. In case of perfect tense, future perfect, will have and shall have of the reported speech would be converted into would have been and should have, sorry, would have and should have, while getting the indirect narration. And in case of future perfect continuous tense, would have been and should have been would be the helping verbs, would be the helping verbs in the indirect narration. So this is the second form when we are having the future forms in reported speech. So all future forms would be converted into subsequent past forms by having a change in the helping verbs only instead of in the main verbs. Now next is if the statement, the reported speech and the reporting verb both are in past form, right? Like the change in the indirect narration would be as follows. Simple past, the reported speech of the simple past would be converted into past perfect while converting it into indirect narration. The past continuous in the of the reported speech, the reported speech, if the reported speech is in past continuous, it would be converted into past perfect continuous. In case of past perfect, the same past perfect would be used as while converting the statement into indirect narration. And in case of past perfect continuous, the same past perfect continuous would be used while converting the statement into indirect narration. So this was the table which is very important to be appreciated by you. You have to just cram it by heart, and by just keeping it in mind, you have to use or apply or deal with these sentences of direct and indirect narrations. Now this is the last change, and this change shapes us to the words showing time and distance exactly. Now there are some words which are converted, which are transferred to their other version while converting the statement into indirect narration. Now just for say, this would be changed into that, these will be would be changed into those, here, there, today, that day, tonight, that night, tomorrow, the next day or the day after, yesterday, the previous day or the day before, last night or week, previous night or previous week, next week or month, following week or month, ago, before, thus, so, hence, hither and come, thence, thither and go. So these are the changes which are needed to be taken care of while converting a direct statement into indirect. And next is the practice exercise. Let's have a little exercise of our brain, what we have studied, what we have learned. Let's have practice it. So there are a few sentences over here. You can write the sentences in your notebooks and just convert them into indirect narration. The sentences mentioned here belong to all segments of or all nature of statements, like we are having the simple sentences also, we are having the exclamatory, we are having the imperatives, and we are having the interrogatives also. So this is all about direct and indirect narration. Now next, if there is any query, you are most welcome, and thank you very much.